happens if yet again Josh Allen does not win, or I'll take it a step further, doesn't reach the Super Bowl this year? Myron.
Well, I think he's still a top-tier quarterback no matter what happens. I think we just have more of a conversation about whether or not his window is closing. It doesn't get easier to me than this to get to the Super Bowl. Mahomes coming off the injury. You got a couple of young quarterbacks in Denver and New England that you have to go through. Lamar Jackson hasn't been at his best self in the last couple of years. So I think this could be the opportunity. If he misses it, I think a lot of people wonder if he's ever going to get one. But he's still a top-tier quarterback, and I don't think he's going to make a trade request or anything. He just might be on his way to being the next Dan Marino of this generation.
Oh, that makes me sad. Go ahead.
And nothing's going to happen. Like, another year of disappointment, another year of us questioning the why. Do they score 40 and lose 41-40? Do they score 10 and lose 13-10? Then that would be a little bit different conversation. Obviously, Josh against the Denver Broncos last year didn't have his best game. Nothing's going to change. You know, Lamar and Josh are in the same camp. I don't know if Joe's in that very same category, but we've watched both of these players be unbelievable. They have 3 MVPs between them, and for some reason are the group that just hasn't gotten there, certainly not won it. And so I don't think that if Josh Allen and the Bills don't make the Super Bowl, we're going to get these sweeping changes, or we're going to look at Josh in a different light in the same way that I would have that. Josh and Lamar are literally in lockstep with each other of who can get there first, who can win it
been
first.
There. But Josh and Lamar aren't. That's why I'm saying he would probably
correct. And another year of Joe falling short, he's going to be right into that conversation, and people will move further and further from the Joe's made it type thing. So I just don't think anything happens to either Josh or Lamar or their teams or their organizations that are even remotely drastic if this year isn't finally their year.
Okay, we might go back to that in a minute. Go ahead, Kevin.
Nothing's happened to Josh Allen. He's 30 years old. He's far more likely to be this generation's John Elway or Peyton Manning than he is Dan Marino, which is everybody talks about it, they can't win until they finally win, and then all the haters just shut up forever, and nobody ever brings it up again, okay? I was just a kid when John Elway was going through it. He finished his career with 2 Super Bowls. Nobody brings up the narrative from before those 2 Super Bowls ever, ever, ever. That's what happened when Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl. But when you say nothing is going to happen, I look at this roster. So they just fired their coach. If the DJ Moore deal doesn't pan out and he's not the guy I expect him to be, I think there's going to be a lot of success. He can beat man coverage. When I talked to both Brandon Beane and Joe Brady in Buffalo a couple weeks ago, they're talking about the dynamic plays he can make. That means explosives. That means down the field against man coverage. I think there's a lot of possibilities there.
Sure.
But if this team falls short, they're going to look at this roster and they might evaluate the GM position, because he does not have the advantages from a roster standpoint that other teams have. There is not a number 2, number 3 type of superstar on this team that some of the other contenders have. That's my concern about it. So if they fall short, what? Who is it?
How come I view this Buffalo roster so differently than everybody else?
Okay.
What other...
Who's the second superstar on the team?
Superstar?
Sure.
James Cook, Dalton Kincaid.
I don't think those
Ed
are
O'Neill,
difference makers to
Ed Oliver, excuse me.
Jamar Chase. I'm talking about in the roster. I mean, even
but the Jamar Chase one, fair, but then everyone goes, the offensive line's not good enough in Cincinnati. So, like, we can't live in this fantasy world in the NFL outside of maybe the Rams, I think, and I could get checked on this, to being like, we've got the highly paid quarterback, we've got a highly paid receiver and or 2, and a great offensive line. Those aren't common. They're basically impossible.
Eagles have it.
The Eagles have it, but they're also starting to feel a little bit. They're starting to feel that a little bit. And so Buffalo has chosen, we're going to have a great offensive line, which they've had, and we're going to get really good pieces on the perimeter. I think Buffalo's roster is so much better than people. I said it last year. The excuses are gone. Obviously, the playoff falls short. And I feel like that this year, I sit there and I go, is this roster not the best roster Josh Allen, 1 through 53, has had?
I don't think.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, DJ Moore has a lot. I think that has to work, right? Like, a lot of this is based on whether the DJ Moore Josh Allen connection works. And if it does, I think we'll be having a different conversation about Josh Allen. If it doesn't, then you go, okay, when does he win it? When does it happen for him? I think the roster's improved, but I think the teams that have won a Super Bowl have had another star next to him. The quarterbacks have done it. And I don't think that's Josh Allen, but the window is there. Like, this feels like, to me, his best path and opportunity to get to a Super Bowl. And if it can't happen this year after adding DJ Moore, I do think the narrative will be, this is a guy who maybe won't get it done and Elway was one of a kind, I don't know that that's going to be Josh Allen's story.
Okay, in the AFC, remove
Bills Mafia, let me ask you something that should make every fan in Buffalo lean forward right now. If people are already saying this might be Josh Allen's best chance to reach a Super Bowl, how aggressive should Brandon Beane be before that window starts feeling uncomfortable? Because this is where the Davante Adams conversation gets dangerous. No, Davante Adams is not a Buffalo Bill right now. He is with the Rams. This is not fake breaking news. This is a possibility conversation, a pressure conversation, a what would you do if a future door cracked open conversation. But when the national media starts throwing around words like window closing, Dan Marino, and Josh Allen carrying too much weight, Bills Mafia cannot just sit there quietly. That clip hit a nerve. They asked what happens if Josh Allen does not win or does not even reach the Super Bowl this year. Man, that is a heavy question, and the answer was even heavier. People might still call Josh a top-tier quarterback, no doubt, but they will start asking if his window is closing. They will start asking if he's becoming the next legendary quarterback who did everything except get the ring. That Dan Marino comparison? Come on, man, that hurts. That is the kind of line that makes Bills fans pause, because deep down, we know the fear. Josh Allen is too great for his story to become almost. But here's where I push back hard. Josh Allen is not some sad story waiting to happen. He's more Elway, more Peyton Manning. Everybody talks until the quarterback finally wins, and then the whole narrative gets buried. The haters get quiet, the jokes disappear, the old labels stop mattering. But for that to happen, Buffalo has to act like a team that understands the moment. You cannot keep saying Josh will figure it out. No, enough of that. Give him everything. Give him answers. Give him weapons. Give him the kind of roster that forces the AFC to panic. Now, Buffalo already made one major move by adding DJ Moore. That matters. DJ Moore can win outside, create explosive plays, and give Josh a real veteran receiver who understands what a big moment looks like. If the Josh Allen and DJ Moore connection hits, this whole offense changes. But let me ask the uncomfortable question. What if one more veteran monster became available someday? What if Davante Adams, a route-running technician, a red zone killer, a receiver who has tortured defensive backs for years, ever became a realistic possibility? Do you at least make the call? I say yes, you make the call. You do not beg, you do not overpay blindly, you do not blow up the plan just because the name is famous, but you make the call. Because Davante Adams with Josh Allen would be a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Think about it. DJ Moore demanding attention on one side, Davante Adams working leverage, releases, option routes, and red zone matchups, Khalil Shakir attacking the middle, Dalton Kincaid stressing linebackers, James Cook forcing defenses to respect the backfield, and then Josh Allen standing there with that cannon arm, looking at a defense that has no clean answer. That is not just an offense, that is a problem. And the best part, Davante would not have to be the savior. That's the key. In Buffalo, he would not be asked to carry a broken offense. He would be asked to finish drives, win critical downs, teach details, punish man coverage, and give Josh Allen one more grown man target when January football gets tight. That is what Super Bowl teams do. They collect closers. They collect guys who don't blink. Now, is it realistic today? No, the Rams are not just handing him over. He's under contract and Los Angeles has its own win-now plans. So let's be disciplined. This is not about forcing a fantasy trade. This is about understanding Buffalo's urgency. If the season starts shifting, if the market changes, if a veteran receiver of that level becomes available, Brandon Beane cannot be scared to explore it, because Josh Allen's prime is not something you protect by being passive. You protect it by being smart and aggressive at the same time. My final take is favorable for Buffalo. The Bills do not need to panic. They already have Josh Allen. They already added DJ Moore. They already have a roster good enough to make noise. But if a Davante Adams level opportunity ever appears, Buffalo should absolutely investigate it. Not because Josh is not enough, but because Josh deserves enough around him. The goal is simple. Stop the Dan Marino talk before it starts. Help number 17 kick the Super Bowl door open. Bills Mafia, now I need your honest opinion. Would you want Buffalo to chase Davante Adams if the Rams ever opened that door? Or should the Bills trust DJ Moore, Shakir, Kincaid, Cook, and the weapons already in the building? Drop your take in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more Buffalo Bills news, rumors, reactions, and real Mafia talk.